Welcome to The Drive, your commute-sized podcast powered by the West Des Moines Chamber of Commerce and ITA Group. In the time it takes to get across the metro, you'll get fresh insights from Iowa's top leaders, CEOs, innovators, and changemakers who are shaping the future of business. I'm your host, Catherine Harrington, and each week we'll explore leadership, loyalty, and the big ideas that keep our region moving forward. Well, welcome everybody to the Drive podcast presented by ITA Group. I'm so glad you're here today. We have a very special guest with us here today, Annie Brandt, who's market executive with Bank of America. Annie Brandt, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, same.
And Annie's done three of these podcasts
I think so.
Probably in the past. So it feels like we do this every year. We love it. It's amazing. So just excited to get up to speed with Bank of America, all the great things you all do for the communities that you're in and everything. So let's start from the top. So tell us about Bank of America. Yes.
Well, have you ever heard of this company before?
I have.
Okay.
I have, yes.
Well, we are one of the largest global banks, and we are driven by responsible growth. And what that means is ensuring we are delivering for our clients, our communities, and our teammates in the best way possible, both locally, nationally, and globally.
Responsible growth. I didn't even know that. That's one of your big monikers, huh? Yeah.
If you ever hear our CEO, Brian Moynihan, speak, that is how he starts every meeting. That is how he starts most conversations. And he has been at the helm for several years, but I've been with the bank for 8 years. And,
congratulations.
Have heard the same message over and over like a drumbeat. So strong leadership there.
That's really neat because I think people talk about growth, but they don't say the word responsible growth, right? So it sounds like he's planning for the future generations. To me.
Certainly.
Yeah. Well, that's really neat. Well, our foundation, which you're on our new West Des Moines Chamber of Commerce Foundation.
Proudly.
Thank you, Annie.
Yes.
And we bank at Bank of America, so I love it. So close to our chamber office. I'm there about once a week, so I love it.
Great.
So tell us a little bit about that responsible growth. I know you're so involved in our region, not only just West Des Moines, but the whole entire region. And how does that spill over for you all?
I'll start by sharing my role because that kind of encompasses what that means. Yeah. But it's really taking the power of Bank of America and connecting it locally to, as I mentioned, our clients, our communities, our teammates, and making sure we understand what the priorities are, what drives people, what's important, and then translating that to meaningful impact.
Amazing. Sounds like you've got a really cool job then.
I have the best job. Now, the front-facing part of it is the fun stuff, getting to invest in our community, getting to work with incredible leaders like yourself. The other part of my job is leading strategic growth and initiatives. I work across all of our lines of business to make sure that we're doing, just as I mentioned, connecting the power of the bank and then translating it locally.
Oh my gosh. You mentioned when we chatted, you've been traveling a lot because of your job, obviously. Tell us why the traveling and kind of link that together for us.
Sure. Yeah. So I get to cover a handful of markets.
Okay.
Iowa, of course, is nearest and dearest to my heart. So some of that is making sure that I'm getting out to the places that I get to do the same type of work with. And then we just had a meeting bringing all of my counterparts together at the end of April. Like, what month are we in right now?
No idea.
And then I have sprinkled a little bit of personal travel in there as well. Nice. So it has just created, a busy 6 weeks.
So there's a market executive
we have 100 markets across the country.
Okay.
And I have a counterpart. There's actually 97 market executives that help cover all of those markets.
Doing what you do. Yep. And you're statewide. I thought you were just Des Moines region, but you're statewide, Annie. Yep. You're busy. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of communities to serve.
I have a great team that really gets all of the work done. So I'm very fortunate.
Because, I go to your annual event,
Yes. Yep.
which, what's that called? Remind me.
Give.
Give. And all of the organizations, it seems like hundreds that you give to just in the central Iowa region is deep. So I can't imagine working in all these communities statewide to give to those communities.
Yep.
That's phenomenal. So how do you decide who you're going to give to?
Oh, Catherine, that is such a loaded question.
Oh gosh, there's so many great, nonprofits, and
When we think about how we're investing in our community, there are 4 pillars that kind of ground us in what that looks like. So, income creation, stable housing, revitalizing communities, which includes like arts and culture, environmental, and then access to basic needs. So I tell many of the nonprofits we work with that kind of you can fit almost anything that's needed under those umbrellas. But that grounds us and helps us focus on where we invest. And then partnerships are crucial. So making sure that not only do the partners we work with fall into one of those categories, but also that we have a strong relationship, that it's not just a transfer of funds, but that we are able to provide additional resources, that it's really a give and a take and mutually beneficial.
Well, and Annie, all that you do for the chamber, for our foundation, and I can just imagine you're that involved in all these other organizations, not just in Central Iowa, but across the state. So, kudos to you. I mean, you are so incredible with your time and your treasure and your talent, with the chamber and our Athene Beyond Boundaries Business Summit. Over the many years we've been doing that, and our amazing pitch competition, which we love so much, presented by Bank of America. So, I just feel like you only help us, but you help everybody, because I don't know how you have all that time to help all these other amazing organizations.
As I mentioned, I do think I have one of the best jobs. It is certainly not just me that is doing the work. But in the different communities that I get to work in, not just in Iowa, but outside of the state, I will say that our Central Iowa region is incredibly unique and special. The way that we work together across sectors and industries, and the access to leaders, the access to experiences and opportunities. And there are other pockets across the country, right, that are same size as us. We've got Boise, Idaho, or Birmingham, which is a little smaller, or even Omaha. But I have not seen the collaborative efforts really in a successful and special of a way as what we get to experience here in Central Iowa.
Wow, it's and you see all these different cities, and you know that firsthand. So that's
and
truly
look, there
unique.
are excellent, great things happening across the country. But I feel very fortunate to call Central Iowa home.
Well, I love your moniker, which, have you put it on a shirt yet?
Oh, yes.
You have? Oh,
all roads lead to Iowa. It is the truth.
She's got that copyrighted trademark. That's a trademark, Annie Brandt's trademark. All roads lead to Iowa. I love that so much.
To many of my colleagues' chagrin. There's a lot of eye rolling that comes along with that. But it's the truth.
That's so
I just had a meeting this morning with the American Cancer Society.
Oh, yeah.
And this woman and I had never met before, and she didn't know anything about my tagline. And she openly shared, she said, our new CEO is from Iowa. I was like, of course.
Yes.
So it happens many times a day that there is a tie back to our great state.
That's amazing. So recently you gave quite a bit of money to Icon Water Trails. I'd love to highlight that because it's a regional effort that everybody is really excited about and involved in. Tell us a little bit about Icon.
So we were able to give what we call internally an anchor grant, which is $250,000 or more. It was the first time the Iowa market has received that level of funding at one time for an organization. So huge shout out to Stephanie Oppel and Hannah at Great Outdoors Foundation for walking with me through that process. But we were very proud to be able to invest in this incredible and transformative project. I hate calling it a project because it's so much more than that. But the growth that we will see, the connectivity we will see and are already seeing, and this again is more of a personal passion of mine, but to continue to drive outdoor recreation in our state is incredibly important for many reasons.
Yeah. Well, I love it's called an anchor grant, and it deals with water. So I don't know. I love puns, but I don't know that one.
That's great.
But that's awesome. So 250, that's amazing. What a great organization. Yeah,
absolutely.
Anna and Stephanie are leading both. So that's really, really cool. So tell us about the Student Leaders Program, too. That's so unique, and I love that every year that you do that.
So we're in the 23rd or 4th year of this program.
Cool.
And this year is our first year with a little bit of a shift. But prior to this year, it was 2 high school juniors or seniors that would apply for this program. It's an 8-week internship where 7 weeks were at a nonprofit partner. Our nonprofit partners have been Urban Dreams and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Iowa. And then 1 week in Washington, D.C. at a student leader summit where they come together with all of the other student leaders from across the country. And incredible opportunity across the board. This year, we have shifted it a little bit based on feedback we've received from both students, nonprofit partners, and are focusing it on college-age students. So Big Brothers Big Sisters is still our host organization this year. They will still have 2 students, still 7 weeks at Big Brothers Big Sisters as an intern, and then 1 week at the Student Leader Summit. But the age range is just shifting a little bit.
Okay, amazing. That's so neat. So that's so inspirational.
The connection is we help interview and we put the programming around what's happening, but then we provide a grant so that they can pay the student leaders to be the interns.
Oh, that's so neat. Oh, that's
It is
nice.
Incredible. And we still have contact with all of our student leaders that we've had the past 7 years. So it's been really
big
fun
reunion or something
to see all that they are continuing to accomplish and all that they're doing. So
these students are so impressive whenever they do their annual speeches. Everybody's like, oh my gosh.
Yes, so we do. We have them speak each year at our annual Give event, and it's great. I never know what I give them free rein.
Oh, you do?
And it's always a surprise for me too. So, which I appreciate.
So thoughtful and from the heart. And, usually it's like people are just kind of swelling up and get the Kleenex out. It's really neat. It's so cool.
It does fill me with hope that our future will be okay.
I love that. I love that. Well, we're on the Drive podcast. Yes. It's all about being driven. I'm going to ask you, getting up in the morning, what gets you what gets you excited for the morning? How do you level set the morning? I don't know. I don't know what I'm asking. A lot of questions there. But
if there's one thing I could change about myself, it would be to be a morning person.
Okay.
I could rot in my bed all day. I love my bed. I love sleep. It is easy for me to fall asleep. I am blessed that I can stay asleep the whole night.
That's cool.
And I sleep like the dead.
Wow.
So it is very hard for me to wake up. However,
need your secret there.
When I do wake up, usually I have to be woken up. Alarms.
10 alarms around
are not helpful. Luckily, I'm married to a morning person, and he knows this about me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But man, I feel like there is so much to do each day and get done that, I certainly have my routines. I love my podcasts. That's what I start my morning with. I try really, really hard not to look at my phone. I am not always successful. And coffee and podcasts get me out of bed.
Love it. What's your top 2 favorite podcasts?
I listen to Up First, NPR's Up First, every single morning.
Same. Yep.
And if I feel more interested in what's happening in Iowa, I will listen to the Iowa version of that from IPR. And then
Katerina Sestaric.
Yes.
I think. Katerina, yeah.
And then pivot with Kara Swisher and Scott Galloway. right now, hands down, it's my favorite. Okay. I feel it's a little more, it's not industry driven, but Scott is very, he's an expert in the financial field. Oh, cool. And they temper each other, and it's geopolitics and what's happening around the world, and I can't get enough of it. It only comes out a few times a week. I want it every day.
Every day. Ooh.
So Pivot podcast.
Pivot. Okay. I need to write these down. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that one especially. Amazing. So the Drive podcast and ITA Group is our presenting sponsor, and they're all about customer engagement and employee engagement. What are some things that you do for your employees to keep them engaged every day?
So the end of each year, end of November, beginning of December, we have a listening session or a town hall. I don't really like calling it a town hall because that feels more like we're sharing information. So we call it a listening session where no managers are in the room, and it's myself and Heidi Parkhurst, our market president, and we ask the team to just give us feedback. And we've been doing this for 6 years now. Cool. So we're in a pretty good trust environment, and they understand that they can be very open with the littlest things up to the biggest things. We take notes, and then we take action right away on those things. Wow. But it also informs what the coming year will look like in terms of activities. What volunteer areas will we participate in? What special recognition types of events will we do? Something that's coming up in June, we are having Matt Beasler from Kansas City, professional soccer player. He is going to do it will be virtual, but a virtual kind of town hall fireside chat with our team. And you may be saying, okay, Matt Beasler, maybe not everyone knows who he is. However, he is going to talk to us on the day that the U.S. men play Turkey. And so we're hoping this will be like a little pregame activity. I think with World Cup coming up, even if you're not a soccer fan, we'll have a lot of people that are going to be engaged.
Sure.
Even if they don't have the knowledge or the super fandom. So things like that, that's timely and of interest. So we try to expose our team to as many different types of opportunities as we can.
I like that listening session. That's really neat.
That's
cool.
Huge in terms of really beyond. We also, the company does an employee engagement survey. Nice. So we get feedback from that as well. And our team, we have, about 85% of our teammates participate in that, which is great. Yeah, so we're able to get that information. But even things like my technology isn't working, and it might be one specific person, and either their laptop or their cell phone or whatever isn't working, and they haven't been able to go through the proper channels. So then we break down those barriers and get their technology working. Nice. And that's not something that's going to come up on an employee survey. So it's been a game changer for us.
That's really cool. I love it. Well, Bank of America is a presenting sponsor of FIFA, right?
Yes.
Of the World Cup.
Of the World Cup
coming up in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yes. What's the date on that?
Well, there are 11 host cities.
11 host cities. Okay.
It starts in just a couple of weeks.
Weeks.
Right around the corner. I don't have the date in my mind.
But I know it's coming up. I know it's
Yep.
So that's
right
really
around
cool.
the corner. So we if you happen to be visiting or are living in any of those 11 host cities, we have some really cool client and just customer engagement opportunities that are popping up there. There will be game watches and did you say you
those
just bought?
Those are some hot tickets.
You said you just bought tickets.
No, because they're really hot tickets.
Yes, they are.
No, I do. Yeah, but
I'm still hoping I can go see a game in Kansas City.
Amazing.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, Annie, we appreciate you so much, and Bank of America and the whole entire team, all that you do for our local community here and Iowa statewide and the whole entire nation.
Well, thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. You make communities better. So thank you for all of that. Thank you for all your support.
And
Appreciate
couldn't
you.
do it without partners like you. The work that you specifically and the West Des Moines Chamber do is transformative. So thank you.
Trying our darndest. So thank you, Annie.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for watching and listening to Annie Brandt, Market Executive with Bank of America. And we will see you soon. And the West is yet to come, my friends. Love you. Bye.